Being alone while relying on others. Human beings are a very social animal. We rely on each other for survival. That fact has been essential to our evolution and still applies in our society and communities today. People are genetically wired to feel good when helping others and being around others. I'm personally very extroverted, so this applies to me even more significantly. Being alone when energy is derived from being with others is destructive to one's motivation, self-esteem, and general well-being, along with their ability to learn. I've encountered this at different points throughout the COVID-19 epidemic. When I left my support system and friends at Michigan State, being isolated within my own house when I had the coronavirus, and after my recovery now that my friends do not want to be near me. It has been very difficult for me over the past 6 weeks. My entire story can be told in 6 words. Being alone while relying on others. When I left my friends at Michigan State, I was distraught. Warren Buffett said to surround ourselves with people that are better than us. His thought was that if we're around people like that, we'll mimic their good habits and become better ourselves. I put in so much work to find myself good friends from all different backgrounds, and they all helped me in a different way. My teammates from rugby pushed me to become physically stronger, and I'm living with 3 of them next year because I know they'll force me to be healthier and get in better workout habits. But the most vital of my friends in terms of academic success are my engineering friends. As an extrovert, I derive much of my energy from being around others. I was in the study lounge, also known by the engineers as the stud lounge due to the missing Y on the sign, every single day for hours. I worked with my classmates, bouncing from subject to subject, teaching each other and keeping each other on task. We would help each other be the best students we could possibly be. I loved the energy in that room so much, I often went in there with no homework, simply a book and a smile. We would be doing calculus and physics on the windows with expo markers, going for coffee brain breaks, and having fun while doing it. That option no longer exists. Zoom is a great platform for learning, but it's not easily accommodating to a dozen engineering students working on 3 or 4 different assignments. Ever since the quarantine began, my grades saw a noticeable decrease due to the lack of motivation and guidance from my classmates. When I returned home, I ended up putting myself in more danger than I otherwise would have been if I would have just stayed in my dorm at Michigan State. A week after returning home, my father became quite ill. He had a fever, a dry cough, and extreme fatigue. The very next day, my mother came down with the same symptoms. The day after my mother became ill, I started to experience the same symptoms. There has never been a sickness that tore through my house that quickly. To protect my brothers, I was isolated inside of my bedroom. For that week, I was confined to a small room, no larger than 20 square feet, nearly half of which is comprised of my bed. I had food brought to my door and dropped off, and I was escorted to and from the bathroom twice a day, being sure not to touch any door handles. I was taken away from my friends at school and placed into a quarantine, not being able to leave my house. From there, I was placed into a quarantine within a quarantine. I had to live in a box, a complete change of lifestyle from my time at Michigan State. My mama got the positive test a week after I recovered, and I had lost my sense of taste and smell. And I also lost much of my will to learn, work out, or socialize. After my recovery, I was cleared to go into public. I wanted to see my friends, even if it was from 6 feet away. Unfortunately, my friends did not want to be in the same zip code as me. Despite Dr. Fauci's certainty that after the confirmed recovery of COVID-19 results in some extended length of immunity, I went 5 weeks without seeing one of my friends. This is not due to any contagious symptoms. Doctors would beg for my antibodies. I was completely healthy, but I was unable to see any of my friends until one was willing to go for a run with me. Going 5 weeks not leaving the house and seeing the same 4 people and 2 dogs is detrimental for someone with such an extreme extroverted personality such as mine. This continued to influence my academics and physical well-being. The only interaction I had was with one of my classmates from school that FaceTimed me on nearly a daily basis, and I have her to thank for saving my GPA. I did not have the motivation to read books, work out, run, or complete my homework. This slowly returned, but I still struggle with the motivation to this day, especially after losing my summer internship. I did not have the motivation to immediately seek a new one at first. I just wallowed in my own sorrow. Luckily, I found a new one that I'm still waiting to hear back from. To supplement this so that I can afford my rent next year, I plan on working nights and weekend shifts at my old shop detailing cars. These past weeks have felt very weird, almost as if they're not real life. As an extremely extroverted person, I've had a difficult time coping with the change. Being alone when my energy is derived from being with others has clearly been destructive to my motivation, self-esteem, and my ability to learn. I miss my friends and I miss my school. I miss playing rugby and I miss late-night conversations with the most brilliant students in the country. This is my story of being alone while relying on others. It is very difficult, and I'm still struggling with it. Professor Heater, I would like to personally thank you for all the support you've given me. You understand that this has not been easy for any of us, especially myself. You have constantly given me the benefit of the doubt, and you recognize that I'm working as hard as I can, given all that's going on. Thank you for your time.